Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me. I am pre-recording this project because I thought it would work a little bit better with the prep time and everything like that. So anyways, the dogs, you can see them behind me. You can see we've got stuff on the floor there. Which side? This side? Right there. We had the painters in today and they finished the ceiling. It looks amazing. It really does. And we're just so excited. So tomorrow, um, the painters are coming again, a different set of painters. And they are going to finish the walls. All right. Apparently, I didn't realize this, but it's a pretty messy job doing that popcorn ceiling stuff. So the guys did an amazing job cleaning up. They really did. But when they replaced the drywall in the ceiling, they had to do some mudding down the walls. So they're going to repaint now in the basement. And then guess what? This is Tuesday, December 17th. Okay. The movers are coming on Thursday, the 19th. I am beyond excited. So tomorrow night will be the last recording that I do or video that I do here in the living room. I'll be back downstairs in my studio. I know it's going to take me a little while to get it organized, but it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned for all of that good stuff. In the meantime, I am going to switch my camera around. Okay, and as you can see, I have a very small defined spot here. I can work in. Oh man, because I've got stacks of punches all over the place here, and punches I've been using, the blank ones, for tomorrow night's class. Okay, so here is our little bundle of joy. All right, it's so cute. Like, I just love it. Now, this was not my creation. This was, I can't remember her name now. She's a Stampin' Up! Lady, anyways, in the States. Lisa something, I forget her name. And she does some pretty amazing, okay, mostly cards, but she does a few other things every now and then too. All right, so I want to just give you a really good close-up of this. And you can see I've used scraps of patterned paper that I've had sitting around forever. Okay, I want to get an angle so you can see that. So these snowflakes are done. It's a pink with silver foil mixed in together. It's from an 8x8 pad of paper that I have. I just can't remember. It was some powdered something or other. It's beautiful paper. And then I put silver glitter gems and I layered one big snowflake with one little snowflake, sort of like flowers. Okay. And then I used my little penguin guys here. Happy holidays. And for this embossing, I didn't know what the actual name of it was, but this is the folder. It's from Sizzix. It's a 3D. All right. So what I want to do, I'm just going to show you the products that I used. I gave you the list and the supplies. All right, this is for the tag that I will show you. These are the snowflakes I used, and I only used this one and then these two here. All right, these ones were too big, and this one was too thick, sort of. I wanted it a little bit more detailed or dainty, whatever you call it. Okay, where did I put the, oh, here's the, all right, so here is what my idea was for the tag. Okay, oh, here you can see the paper better. This is what I cut out the snowflakes from. And I had one little tiny piece left over. So, okay, I'm going to do one of the tags for that. So I cut out, it's a nesting set. All right, so it's got 4 different sizes. They're very cool. And so you could do it like this. And I picked out some black twine because that seemed to just make sense for this one. All right. And so you can put them together like this if you want, or like this back to back, or you wouldn't even really need this one if you didn't want to. You could just write right on this tag, just on the back here, or any other kind of tag that you want. Okay, and then what else do I want to tell you? Oh, I just wanted to point out that this box has an insert in it. All right, just to make the bottom of it a little bit stronger, you can see there. Now I used liquid glue to attach everything, okay, including the snowflakes. And then I just used a bit of foam tape to put the penguins on. But everything else I did with glue. All right, so you will definitely need, sorry, I was trying to grab them here. Oh, I'm going to knock everything over, I can just tell. I will be so glad to get back downstairs. Oh, and the other thing I keep forgetting to mention when I'm on here is that because the living room is so empty, I sort of sound echoey. And I know it, but not much I can do about it. Okay, so here we go. Now, I am not going to do the decorating of the top. All right, I'm going to leave that up to you. There are so many different ways you could go with this, though. And I did realize after I posted the list that, okay, so this one and this one and this one came out of one sheet. Okay, and so this is the one of the mats for on the lid. This is the lid itself, and this is the base. All right, so you need one other piece for the insert. Okay, and I apologize for that. I guess I just was so busy when I was putting this together that I didn't realize I'd used an extra piece of cardstock. Okay, so these are the main pieces. And then also here you have another mat for the lid. So you've got actually two mats. Okay, and I'm writing on the back because I'm going to use this side this time. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Okay, and I decided that in the spirit of being fresh, that I was going to do something different on the lid. And I think what I'm going to be doing is Christmas trees, a row of Christmas trees across here. Okay, so I will post the picture when I'm done that. But you don't need to see me stamping and coloring. So that's what I decided to do. Okay, all right, so here we go. I hope this makes sense. I'm just going to leave these out here for just another moment while I'm talking. And I also wanted to just put in a plug for my beginner class tomorrow night. And the reason I use the word beginner, it's not for beginners. It's for beginning to use a technique or a product that you've never used before. All right. But the way that I designed this class, even if you have used border punches before, and you would just like to find some different and interesting ways that you can sort of up your game with them, even you would be interested in this. I know you would. So it's tomorrow night. It's live, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time on my YouTube page, right where this is, just in the other section. All right, so I'm going to start by getting my board out. We're going to score. All right, I hope you had enough time to write these all down. So I'll start with the base. All right, and I'm going to turn it over. We want to score this one at 1 1/4 inches on, and all the scoring is all four sides. So for every piece, I'm going to score at that particular measurement for on all four sides. All right. This little box is so easy to put together. I was actually pretty amazed how quickly it went together. Now, if you are interested in getting a written list of the cut and score measurements, please let me know. Okay, good. So this was the base. It's 11 by 5 inches, and we scored at 1 1/4 inches from the outside edge on all 4 sides. Okay, that one's done. Now let's do the lid, and that is scored at 3/4 of an inch. And again, we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Three-quarters of an inch. This is pretty thick paper. It's from Simple Stories. And I like the idea of having a patterned cardstock. That's why I'm scoring so many times. I want to make sure that the scores are going to help. All right, so again, this is the lid. It's 10 1/8 inch by 4 1/8 inch, and we scored 3/4 from the outside edge on all 4 sides. Okay, and here we have the insert, and we're scoring that at 1/2 inch. Another one. And all right, so that's that one. And this is the insert, which is 9 3/8 by 3 3/8. You score that at 1/2 inch from the outside edge all the way around. Okay, and then these 2 pieces, right, we don't do any scoring on them, but we are going to emboss the smaller piece. So the one that is 8 by 2 1/8, and then the bigger one is 8 1/4 by 2 3/8. So on my original here, this pattern piece would be the black piece. All right, and so that's 8 1/4 by 2 3/8. All right, so I'm going to go and do my embossing on this piece. I'm going to use the same embossing folder, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now that did not go exactly as I had planned. I actually didn't realize that this cardstock had a white core center, but it does. So I think that'll work though for me. Now, one thing that I did want to mention was if you don't have an embossing folder for longer pieces, like the slimline size, so long as you get one that has a repeating pattern of some sort, you will be okay. What I did was I put this in up here at the top. Okay, and then I ran it through the machine, and then I turned it around and I matched the pattern down here, and then I ran it through one more time, and that's what you get. And it's great, like it works fine. Alrighty, so I'm just going to set those to the side for now, and I'm going to grab, let's start with the base. Okay, so now I wanted to just remind you that when you are scoring, you want to, or folding on your score lines, that you want to fold with the valley part of your fold or your score, okay, on the outside. Okay, so you're folding into the score. All right, and there's a very good reason for that. If you haven't heard me say it, I know I haven't said it for quite a long time. It's because when you score paper, put a line in it, what you're actually doing is stretching the paper fibers. All right, and so if you fold it along the indent, you're going to get a nice crisp edge. If you fold it along the mountain side, it's still pretty good with this one because this is very thick paper, but sometimes you'll get bumpy lumpies along the edge here because you've bent the fibers. All right, so we just want to get into the habit of always folding it with the the valley side up, and so you'll fold into that. Great. Okay, so now we've got this all folded. What you want to do is grab your little scissors, now like the very pointy ones, and I'm going to cut in on the long side on that score line. And this one. And this one. And this one. Okay, so now what we've done is we have made the framework for the bottom of the box. All right, and that goes like this. So you can see it's going to look like that. All right, but one more step before we start gluing it together. This is pretty bulky. Now, you could actually glue it together just like this if you wanted to. The problem is that once you've got it glued together, all right, you can sort of see the inside part of the flap. So what I like to do is just snip off like this. So you want to start up at the bigger edge or bigger piece of that flap, and then go to the opposite corner. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Use your long scissors if you want. But what happens then is when you close it all up and put your glue on, you don't see that flap. All right, so we'll do the same thing here. We're going to go from the bigger piece of the flap in that top corner to the outside corner of the square, and then the same thing on this side. All right, so that's that. And of course, I'm using my very favorite Barely Art glue. And I'm going to do one end at a time. So I'm going to just really be generous with my glue. Okay, and while we are working on gluing this base together, I just wanted to remind you to please, if you enjoyed watching this video, you found you got value from it, please like, please share, please subscribe to my channel. I'm just starting to get back to getting some videos done, and I really would like to grow my presence on YouTube. Okay. See the other one. I don't like to see glue. Oops, and you get to see them all. I keep them on the top of my photographing bar, the one that holds my video camera. So I just want to make sure that's going to hold in place. Did you know that microfiber cloths will absorb the glue? Yeah, way better than paper towel. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I really like the plaid, and I will show you how it looks. Just a moment here. Here's the second one. So what are you all doing for Christmas? Are you staying at home? Are you visiting family in another city, or visiting family in the same city? I would love to know. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is that Friday night, so that will be, see, the 20th, I'm going to have another one of these little videos with another cute little last minute gifty kind of thing. Okay, so there's the base of the box all done. All right, so let's grab the lid. Okay, and then, oh, I was going to show you that plaid. Isn't that cool? I really like that. Okay, so same thing. All right, so I'm going to fold these on the valley. And in order to make sure you've got that going in the right direction, when you score your cardstock, you want to have your good side facing up. All right, so there's our scores. And I have no idea where my bone folder is right now. I've been using my thumbnail. I've been using a marker. I've been using the handles on my scissors. I will be so glad to get back to normal. I just can't even believe it. We're just trying to decide if we're going to put up a tree or not. Okay, so I'm just repeating that sequence that I did for the base on the lid. All right, so first I'm going to just cut those. Now I'm going to miter these corners. That was the word I was trying to remember before, is mitering. You just don't have to be as fussy as you do with baseboards and things like that. Thank goodness. All right, almost got it here. Okay, and now this one's ready for gluing. See how fast it is? I was pretty amazed when I made the sample. What I'm hoping is that by now you've got the main of your shopping done, and you're just looking for a few little extras to add a little bit of merriment to your holidays. If you make one of these boxes, I would just love to see your finished project. So you could post the picture in the comments on the post on my page where I tell you about tonight. I'm not sure if you can post pictures. I have to find that out. You can post pictures in the comments on YouTube. I just don't know if you can or not. I know one of the things that I've discovered not too long ago was that I can actually write posts in YouTube now. And when I found that out, I thought, oh, well, you know what? I think I really need to get everybody coming over here to YouTube. Because it's, Facebook has so many rules. They are not user-friendly anymore, like for businesses. And if you want like the real user-friendly experience, like you have to pay a lot of money. I forget what it is. It's a monthly charge. It's quite a bit. I can't remember. And I do pay a monthly charge on YouTube, I have to say. But the reason why is because I use their music, the YouTube music program. Plus, with premium, I don't have to watch commercials on the videos. So, and then that gives me access to all of the creator features as well. So it's definitely worth it. And it's not as much per month as the Facebook one is. Okay, so this is the lid. And that is how that looks. Okay, and then this is how it fits. Uh-oh. I really did something wrong there. You know what it was? I didn't trim this paper. It was 12 inches long, and it's supposed to be 10 underneath. Oh my gosh. So I'll have to take that apart and trim it down. Look. All right. So that means that these are going to be too big too, but that's okay. I can work with that. All right. So that's going to go on there like that. All right. Minus that little bit extra. So our last thing to do is the insert. So we're going to do the same thing with the insert that we did with the lid and the base of the box. Now I found that the insert was just like 32nd of an inch smaller. That could just be like the error you get when you're scoring. It's not really an error, but it's the scoring messes with your measurements just a little bit. So I just went ahead and glued it in. Well, I'll show you how I glued it in. And I just kind of ignored that. These kind of projects, like I don't build them to last because I know whoever I give this to with a gift in it, it's not going to last. It's probably going to go into either recycle or wastebasket. But that doesn't matter because the fun is in the creating and in the enjoyment of the person you're giving it to. Okay, so we're just going to repeat the gluing part. So you see it's pretty easy to build these. It's a little bit smaller, so I just take a little bit more care that I don't glue all over myself. So Stephen and I have decided to stay here. We went to St. Albert last year, and we had a great time. It was a wonderful visit. But man, when we got home, we are so tired with all because there's always so many people around, and we're just not used to that anymore. We're used to the real quiet life, I got to tell you. And we love seeing them all, but we're exhausted when we get home. And then the driving, that wears us out. And the dogs, they're not getting very good anymore either. Well, Ayoka, she's, of course, Adeline hasn't traveled with us anywhere yet, but I don't know, at this point she may not, because we may not ever go anywhere again, especially after this house debacle. Oh my gosh, like it has just exhausted our life. I just want to have a living room couch back I can sit on in the evening, read my book, talk to Stephen, play with the dogs, fold my laundry, you know, all the usual stuff. Okay. All right, we almost got this. And of course, these edges bow out a little bit because I did not like super crease my lines. And you are going to do that. I just know you are. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so luckily it was the lid that I made the wrong measurement on. Okay, so this is going to just fit right down inside there, just like that. Okay, so what I did was I turned it over and, oh, I just thought of something I should have done with this. So clearly I'm not focused on what I'm doing these days, but I've got the nice plaid side down. So the other pattern and my writing is showing. So I just did the bottom first. Okay, and then I just went around and just spread that glue out. And then I just went just inside the edge, just in a couple of spots, and then turned it on its side. And so you'll notice here that it's just a bit smaller. Like it's so, the difference is very minute. But when you're layering things, you can notice in the corners. Whoops. So I'm just except for the messy part there where I've got the glue on the outside. Okay, I just put a little bead just on the inside edge of the insert, and now I'm just going to close that up. And you wouldn't necessarily even need to glue the edges. The only reason that I did is because I was thinking, like, depending on what you put in here as a gift, it may curl the edges down. And you don't want that happening. Okay, and one more. I can't believe I did that with the lid. Well, I guess maybe I can. Anyways. Someday, remind me to tell you the story about the two young and handsome painters that came to my door just as I was getting out of the shower. Okay, that is that. All right, so we're going to imagine, here, you know what I'm going to do? Let's just use my finished one here. So you can see how nicely that fits together. Oh, and that kind of looks cool too, doesn't it? All right, and then these are going to go on top. I'm going to put the plaid on first, and then I'm going to put my embossed piece on like that and center it. And that's it. I mean, honestly, how simple is that? I spent the most time on this coloring these penguins. I used a metallic silver marker to color the letters, happy for happy. And then I used alcohol markers for the penguins themselves. Alrighty, let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you actually created the box. And I will be hopefully talking to you tomorrow evening on my live at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, when I'm going to be talking to you about everything border punches. And we'll be talking to you soon.